Hello, readers of Every Word, and welcome to Every Word 365. I'm your host, Christina Madsen. Today we're reading 1 Samuel 13 through 15. Are you a patient person, especially when it comes to waiting on God? Patience is accepting difficult situations without giving God a deadline for removing them. Oof. If you didn't look up the verses in the Daily Walk, here you go. In that day, the people will proclaim, "This is our God. We trusted in him and he saved us. This is the Lord in whom we trusted. Let us rejoice in the salvation he brings." That's Isaiah 25:9. So the Lord must wait for you to come to him so he can show you his love and compassion, for the Lord is faithful God. Blessed are those who wait on his help. That is Isaiah 30:18. But those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar high on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. A very well-known verse in Isaiah. That is Isaiah 40:31. What do you think of King Saul? Talk about a strong start and a sad ending. So I'm, of course, including links to more about what we can learn from the life of Saul from gotquestions.org, as well as the practical application again from the Got Questions link about the book of 1 Samuel, because I think it's so timely with regard to what we're reading today. The tragic story of Saul is a study in wasted opportunity. Here was a man who had it all: honor, authority, riches, good looks, and more. Yet he died in despair, terrified of his enemies and knowing he had failed his nation, his family, and his God. Saul made the mistake of thinking he could please God through disobedience. Like many today, he believed that a sensible motive will compensate for bad behavior. Perhaps his power went to his head, and he began to think he was above the rules. Somehow he developed a low opinion of God's commands and a high opinion of himself. Even when confronted with his wrongdoings, he attempted to vindicate himself, and that's when God rejected him. Saul's problem is one we all face, a problem of the heart. Obedience to God's will is necessary for success, and if we in pride rebel against him, we set ourselves up for loss. Just that reminder of my least favorite verse in the entire Bible about the heart is so deceitful. And we are just made as selfish creatures. And yes, you could say God could have made us robots and just made us forced to turn to him, but it's not as sweet and it's not as precious when we choose to die to self and live for him. But it's a huge decision and a huge commitment and a huge change of heart. And we can really learn that from Saul's mistakes. Such good lessons and advice for us today, isn't it? Let us learn from Saul's shortcomings and not repeat them in our own lives. Tomorrow, we'll be introduced to David. Lots of good stories, including the well-known David and Goliath story. And that will be in 1 Samuel 16 through 19. Happy reading!